Namaste students. In the world, all the living organisms they will try to increase their number. Here not only the animals, even plant also they will try to increase their number. Now how they can increase their number? So they can increase their number by the process that we call as a reproduction. Through the reproduction process, they can increase their number. Okay. In today's class, we are going to study about the reproduction in plants. So how the reproduction process takes place in the plants, we are going to study in today's class. And in the today's class only few things we are studying, and rest of the things in the next class we can study. So what is the meaning of reproduction, or what is the definition of reproduction? All living organisms produce individuals of their own kind for the survival of their species is called reproduction. Or reproduction means producing young ones of the same kind. Here all the living organisms produce individuals of their own kind for the survival of their species. The species means what? Species means it is a particular type of organisms living in a particular area. You can study more things in the higher class that we call as a species. Here all the kind of organism having that capacity to increase their number, that is through the reproduction process. Next, modes of reproduction in plants. Modes or types of reproduction in plants. So we can see the two major types. One is asexual reproduction and is a sexual reproduction. First one, asexual reproduction. What is asexual reproduction? Here only one parent is involved and there is no formation or fusion of the male and female sex cells or gametes. In the asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved and there is no fusion of male and female gametes. In sexual reproduction, two parents are involved and there is formation of and fusion of the male and female gametes. In the sexual reproduction, it involves two parents, one we call as a male and is called as a female, and both male and female they produce the gametes and fusion of the gametes takes place, that is called as a sexual reproduction. And asexual reproduction, it is a little bit faster process. Sexual reproduction is a little bit slow process when compared to asexual reproduction. Next, we are going to study detail about the asexual reproduction in plants. Lower organisms like bacteria and plants like algae, fungi reproduce asexually by fission, fragmentation, or by the formation of spores. In some higher plants, the vegetative parts of the plant like the root, stem, and leaf also help in producing new plants. This is called vegetative propagation. Here different types we can see in asexual reproduction. It may be the fission, fragmentation, spore formation, etc. Not only this method, some of the parts of the plant also able to produce a new plant. So that is called as a vegetative propagation. First, binary fission. Lower organisms like bacteria reproduce asexually by the method of binary fission. Here binary means two, fission means splitting. In this method, the nucleus splits or divides into two and then the cell splits across the middle, forming two small identical cells called the daughter cells. Here bacteria body, in that the first nucleus will become elongate and it divides, it become two nucleus. After division of the nucleus, the cell start to divide in the center it start to divide, and at the finally the cell divides into two. In that two cells also we can see the nucleus. That two cells we call as a daughter cell. Means from a single body we will get the two new cells. In some organisms like chlorella and chlamydomonas, one cell divides into four daughter cells. This process is called multiple fission. Binary means two. A single cell divides into two, that is binary fission. Yes, sometime, especially in the chlorella and chlamydomonas, single cell divides, it gives rise to a four daughter cells. At a time it gives rise to a four daughter cells, that we call as a multiple fission. Here fission means dividing of the cell. Next, budding. This method is common in yeast. Here the parent cell produces an outgrowth called a bud. The bud grows and then gets detached from the parent body to lead an independent life. Yes, this budding especially we can see in the yeast as well as we can see in the hydra also. Here a small outgrowth takes place from the parent cell. That outgrowth we call as a bud. When outgrowth takes place, here in the parent cell the nucleus also divides. It forms two, and one nucleus will move to the bud region, another remains in the parent cell. When that bud grow, it will separate from the parent cell and it grow as a new yeast body. But sometime that bud remains attached to the parent cell and a long chain of budding process takes place. A long chain of buds takes place in the parent cell. So sometime a long chain we can see, or sometime the bud will separate from the parent cell also. So this process is called as a budding. We can see in the yeast. Next, fragmentation. In organisms such as Spirogyra, which are made of long ribbon-like filaments, one filament grows and breaks off into two or more parts called fragments. Each fragment then regrows into an individual. This type of reproduction is called fragmentation. Here this fragmentation process we can see in the Spirogyra. So Spirogyra, it has a long thread-like or ribbon-like body that we call as a filament. So this filament, it breaks down. It breaks down into two pieces or three pieces. That pieces are called as a fragments. When it breaks down into two or three parts, that parts are called as a fragments. Each fragments grow into a new Spirogyra body. That process is called as a fragmentation. So we can see in the Spirogyra. Next, spore formation. Spore formation is common in plants like mosses and ferns. These are ornamental plants and bear spores on the underside of their leaves. The spores are light and can be carried away by wind or insects to different places. On reaching suitable conditions for growth, spores germinate, giving rise to new plants. Here, spore formation, usually you can see mosses and ferns plant. I think you have seen the ferns plant. Ferns plant means leaves are like feather-like structure, that we call as a ferns plant. I think you observe inside the well, on the inside the wall of the well, we can see some of the plants will grow. It has a long leaves, like a feather-like leaves are there. So that type of plant is called as a fern plant. I think inside the well we can see, especially in the moisture condition, in there they will grow. Here they produce the spores, and the spores are under surface of the leaves. And you can see the little bit brown color round structure we can see in the lower surface of the leaf, that we call as a sporangium. Inside the sporangium we can see the spores. When the sporangium bursts, spores will released, and the spores are lightweight, means it can easily carried by the wind also, as well as the insects also. So when the sporangium bursts, spores will released, and the spores, when it release, it will spread in the different areas, and that's with the help of the spores the new plant body will arises. That is called as a spore formation. Next, vegetative reproduction. New plants can be produced by certain parts of a plant, such as the leaf, stem, and root. These vegetative parts of a plant that are capable of giving rise to new plants are called propagules, and the process is known as vegetative propagation. Here, new plants also arises with the help of the parental body parts. It may be through the roots, it may be through the stem, or it may be through the leaf. The new plant will arises from these parts that we call as a vegetative reproduction. These vegetative parts of a plant that are capable of giving rise to new plant are called propagules. So that part is called as a propagules. It may be the stem, root, leaf, that part we call as a propagules. Next, natural vegetative propagation. First one, reproduction by stem. The stems of common grass and mint grow horizontally parallel to the ground. New roots and shoots develop at their nodes. These roots grow downward into the soil and the shoot upward to form new plants. Here, especially creepers we can see in the grass as well as the mint. Here they will grow horizontally parallel to the ground. Here new root as well as the shoot develop at their nodes region. Nodes and internodes, between the two plants, whatever the gap is there, that we call as an internode, and that part region is called as a node region. So from the nodes, new roots and shoots arises, and they give rise to a new plant. And between these two nodes, whatever that gap is there, that we call as a stolon. So you can see in the picture, that gap is called as a stolon. Ginger, it is also a modified stem. It has nodes and internodes. It also has scaly leaves. You can also see some axillary buds growing out from the nodes. The farmers grow ginger from small piece of ginger containing these axillary buds. Here ginger also, it is a modified stem. It is also having the nodes and internodes, and it has a scaly leaves, and you can see the axillary buds also. From that buds, new plant will arises. You can see, observe the ginger properly. You can see the scaly leaves, and you can see the nodes and internodes also. So as well as you can see the axillary buds. Through that axillary buds, it gives rise to a new plant body. You can try it in home also. Here, take a healthy piece of ginger, remove one small piece from it, place the piece in moist soil in a flower pot. Watch this setup for 8 to 10 days. Sprinkle some water every day over the soil to keep it moist. In due course of time, the axillary buds grow into aerial shoots to form a new plants. So you can grow a ginger in your home also. Even potato also, one of the example of a modified stem. Potato bears vegetative buds called the eyes. Cut a piece of potato with an eyes. Put this piece in moist soil. New plant grow from these buds within a few days. Potatoes kept in humid warm months may grow out shoots. If placed in soil, they form complete plants. I think you can observe white color small outgrowth. So that we call as a eyes. From that eyes, new potato plant body arises. So it is also a modified stem. Potato also a modified stem. Ginger, potato and onion are called modified stems because they perform additional functions of food storage and vegetative propagation. A ginger, potato, onion, they are nothing but they are the modified stems. In today's class, you have studied a definition of reproduction, means producing their own young ones, that we call as a reproduction. Types of reproduction, that are asexual and sexual types of reproduction. In asexual, only one individual is involved and there is no fusion of the gametes. In sexual reproduction, two individuals are involved, there is a formation of and fusion of gametes. And in asexual reproduction, different types you have observed, that are binary fission, means a single cell divides into two. Binary fission. Next, budding, means a small outgrowth takes place from a parental cell. It gives rise to a new individual. In the yeast we can see that is a budding. Next, fragmentation, that is in a Spirogyra we can see a long ribbon like structure of body divides into 2 or 3 parts that we call as a fragments. Each fragments give rise to a new individual, that is a fragmentation process. Next one is a spore formation, especially mosses and fern plant we can see the spore formation. Here under surface of the leaf spores will form, and that spores are lightweight, so it can easily carried by the wind and insects. So next one is a vegetative propagation, means from the parental part of the from the plant body itself, it gives rise to a new individual. It may be through the stem, through the root or through the leaf. It gives rise to a new individual, that is called as a vegetative reproduction. In that first we study the reproduction by stem. Some what we are consuming, that are nothing but it is a modified stem. Especially ginger we are consuming, it is a modified stem, as well as potato, as well as onion. So these are the modified stem. They will store the food also. They are not only involved in the reproduction process, they store the food also. So they are the modified stem.